How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about LCID Lucid Motors. Many people are sending me messages, Dre, did you see it pull back today? Is now the time to pounce? Well, you know what? I'm going to be giving you guys an update. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We're going to be taking a look at the pattern. Where can this price possibly go? I want to make sure you're aware of this and you do practice patience, especially if you're looking at this long term, or maybe you might be looking to trade off short-term fluctuations, knowing where your risks are and where you can potentially make some profits. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are institutions getting involved in regards to the trading that went down today? We tend to realize this when we take a look at large-scale orders. That shows us a sign institutions are getting involved. And then when that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Lucid Motors. All right, let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $23.35, being down 3.03%. On the low, it tested $23.25, and then on the high, testing $24.70. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, we traded at 10.336 million. As far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it's around 14.302 million. So taking this into consideration, it was below average, and of course with the volatility with the recent business combination, we are seeing, hey, it was actually being down. So when we take a look now, we are using the 6-month 2-hour chart. By the look at the RSI down below, you can see it's right around 39.17. So it is in the oversold territory. And we can see right here, it's definitely been on a bearish trend. And this was part of the reasons why, if you're looking to make a long-term investment in Lucid Motors, you want to make sure that you're being patient here. So it definitely does look like we're going to be testing this area here right around this $23 level. So we want to see how well this will be holding up, especially going into tomorrow, which is Friday, which was known for a day where a lot of people tend to sell off. Traders are not trying to hold many positions over the weekend. So it'll be very interesting to see how this holds up. If it ends up breaking though, then the next level to keep an eye on here will be right around this 2250 level. If we break through that 2250, then of course we'll end up seeing how well $22 can hold up as well. But I just want you guys to be aware of the trend that we're seeing. As far as for the high on the day being at 2470, this is also another area we also have to take a look at here, because I knew as far as for the EV plays, a lot of them were showing strength, especially in the early parts of the day. But of course, Lucid was doing the opposite. And of course, this is the volatility in due part of the recent business combination. So that's what I want you guys to be aware of. Let's see how it turns out for tomorrow. But of course, for anyone who is bullish on Lucid as far as in the price range of where it's at, you're going to really want to see if that $23 level could actually hold up and if you can gain momentum from there. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid Motors. So we can see here on the inflow, it's at 45.97, and on the outflow, it's at 57.52, and of course this is in the millions. Now when we take a look at the orders on the large, both have zero. As far as on the medium, it was at 29.99 million, and as far as for the small, it was at 15.98. As far as for the outflow side, it was 37.09, and as far as for the small, it was at 20.43. So overall, it was an outflow day, and large scale orders in the last 5 days, we could see here for today, July the 29th, it was at zero. And of course, we've already covered on the 28th and as well as the 27th being outflow days, and then also be having zero large scale orders on the 26th with an inflow day, having it on July the 23rd being at 1,879.65. So what are we going to look forward to going into tomorrow? It could pull back even further. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I know many of you do not like hearing the bad news when it comes to talking about certain stocks, and you always want to know, hey, you know, the price is going to be going up or it's going to reverse right now. Like, I need to make sure I'm being straight with you guys. As far as the outflows, it's definitely something that you want to be paying attention to. So as far as when it goes into tomorrow, pay attention to what's going down inside the pre-market, see what happens right at the market open, and then also keep an eye on what happens in the first hour. That tends to be the most emotional time inside of the market. So usually after that first hour, 10:30, or even after 11 o'clock, you have a good idea as far as direction of where it's possibly going to be going. But from what it's looking like, of course, it does look like it's going to be pulling back. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for LCID Lucid Motors, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in regards to its overall performance going into tomorrow. And the main reason being is when we took a look at the order flow, we do see a lot of outflows, and this has been happening over the past 5 trading days. So for anyone who's a big time bull when it comes to Lucid, you want to see it hold up that $23 level. If it can't hold up $23, of course it could pull back even further to the levels that I talked about in the technical analysis. And I just want to make sure you keep that in mind. And also, if you are a true bull, you're going to be taking advantages of the dip, especially if you bought in and you have a higher cost average. And the reason being is you believe in the long-term prospects. I myself, I believe in the long-term prospects, but I also want to make sure I'm getting the stock at a really good deal. And it's part of the reasons why I'm not going to be adding in the ranges of where it's trading at right now at the moment. I'm going to continue to be patient because, like I talk about on this channel, entry is so important. I have to keep emphasizing that. I just don't want you guys just going out there buying the stock and not thinking about what you're paying for it, and then it starts pulling back, it starts coming down, and then you're like, Dre, oh my gosh, what happened? Why is it? No, that does not need to happen. Be patient, know your entries, have a strategy. And now, for anyone that's going to be talking about, well, you know what, I'm going to be buying puts, I'm going to be shorting the stock, by all means, do that. Just make sure you have a strategy in place for that, and just know as far as the technical setup is concerned that it looks good. Just don't go out there and just buy a put just for the hell of it. You want to make sure that your timing is on point, because I know there are many people who are short-term traders that watch this channel, and there is an opportunity here. For me to say, well, you know what, there's no opportunities whether you're going to be going long or whether you're going to be going short, I'd be lying. And I want to make sure I'm being completely transparent here. Both sides can benefit, especially if one side is being patient and if the other side has a strategy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.